Welcome to this week's episode of MSU Inside Out. I'm one of your hosts, Jamie Council.
And I'm your other host, Juan Vidal. We have a lot of people coming in, actually, and they're going to be receiving some interviews, and we have
a lot of other things in the show, packages, and I know that you'll be doing another Inside Outdoors.
Yep, it's fun this week.
Yeah, archery. It's fun to see. Sorry to ruin the surprise. And then also Ward on the Streets talking about oddities on campus, so that should be very interesting. And then also there's a big health alert in Minot with a hepatitis C outbreak with Manor Care, so Mariah's going to be telling us about that.
Yep, we also have Ward Lehman is going to be joining with us. He's also known as DJ Fat Master Q. We also have Teresa Loftus for MSU at the Mall. She'll be in here with Kyler doing an interview. And so with that, we should, let's kick it over to news. Chris, what do you have for us?
So I have quite a bit. Later on you have an interview with the new SGA President, like I said.
Yep.
And I actually have the results for who won that, so let's get right to it. So every year, the Student Government Association's new officials are elected by the students. The SGA is the governing body for the students here at MSU. The membership consists of 7 executive officers and 24 college senators representing each college of study, athletics, as well as on and off campus students. Earlier this week, the elections took place, and the results are in. Our new SGA president is Marley Kotlak, and this year's president, Josh Sandy, was re-elected to vice president, and the 2 Larson twins, Leif and Eric, were both elected as senators for the upcoming term. Later on in the show, we'll have our very own Jamie Council interviewing the new president. Based off student leads, Chris and Ward explore campus and bring to light some of the more unusual oddities around.
This week, we're reporting around campus to bring you some of the various quirks and oddities that you may not be totally familiar with. And with that, I'm Ward on the Street, showing you what's weird in the street. Hi, so here we are in between Old Main and Hartnett Hall, kind of the place most commonly referred to as the wind tunnel. You've no doubt come by here quite a few times on a very windy day, you know, wind's all in your face, so you're probably looking down at your feet. While you're looking down at your feet, however, you might pass this campus oddity right here. As you see on this electrical thing, we have a sticker that mentions Andre the Giant has a posse. It kind of goes on to detail 7 foot 4 inches, 520 pounds, kind of all of the important details that you would ever need to know about Andre the Giant right here in this sticker. There's one of your campus oddities. For Ward on the Street, that's what's weird on the street. Here we have a very natural looking habitat. We have some light brush and some bushes, some trees and stuff. But what I really want to kind of focus in on is one of these trees here. Let me just get around. Wait. Okay, never mind. We'll go with this then. Seems to be a little bit more odd. I thought these rocks were real. How is this like placed? Is this? Oh, wait, there's another one. There's a hole in it. Okay, there's our oddity. I'm Ward with Ward on the Street. What's weird on this street? Well, we've been all around campus looking for peculiar and odd things and otherwise out of place things. But really, as you stop to smell the roses more and more on campus, you kind of find gems such as this entryway right here that still exists on campus today. I'm Ward on the Street, and that's what's weird on the street.
This week's extended version includes more than 10 oddities not shown on today's show. You can find that extended version on Facebook and YouTube. And Juan, you're actually interviewing one of the producers of Ward on the Street. You got Ward here. He does so many different things around campus, so
yes, he is.
hear what he does.
Yes. I was going to say, oh my gosh, you're right here. You just popped on the screen right into my desk.
I do happen to wear a few different hats. So.
We are switching. Thank you very much, first of all, for joining us, Ward Lehman, everybody.
Yes.
He does wear many hats, but we are going to. You're also known as DJ Fat Master Q.
Yes, yeah.
And you DJ around town for events and stuff. I just wanted to ask you real quick, how did you come up with the name? Fat Master Q.
It's kind of one, came up with it years ago actually, and kind of went with it. It was kind of just like a random name I came up with and stuff, and then it kind of came back, and it actually plays off of the stylistic name. Uses kind of a caret symbol above the P, which is actually a math symbol for pea hat. And so it kind of makes the fat Master Q, which is kind of explains why it's fat, kind of like that and stuff. So it's kind of a little nerdy math joke in there.
That's all good. You said you've had it for a while. Like, what age would you say you came? Like, you're just like, when I'm going to be a DJ, I'm going to be called Fat Master Q.
It was probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Like, it might have, right around there, kind of mid-teens and stuff in there.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I ever need one, let's come up with a name.
And then you ended up needing one.
Yep.
That is really funny. How long ago did you start mixing music?
Yeah, probably about a year and a half, 2 years ago. I kind of started doing some like local dances in like some of the like middle schools and some of those and stuff. Kind of came under a DJ who's been around the area for a number of years, 10, 20 years and stuff. So he's got plenty of experience. So it was nice coming under him. He's obviously been in all of the ropes and everything and has all that experience. So it was kind of nice to kind of come up under him.
How are you able to procure all the equipment? I know that as a student, and it's hard to procure all the professional equipment, especially to DJ.
Yeah. It's definitely kind of a collection process where you kind of build up your equipment collection, kind of as it goes and stuff. I've gotten a good steady thing that works for a good solid show production-wise, with sound and everything, and have various different lights and stuff. So it's kind of come to be just a growing collection and stuff there.
And being a musician myself, I love making music. I love the process of making music, and of course I love the finished product. What would be your favorite part of making music? Whether you're mixing somebody else's stuff or kind of making your own sounds, or even using some of these local bands.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of played in kind of a good position with really teaming up with local bands, kind of as you said there. I've gotten kind of the chance to team up with some of the local rappers in the area and kind of be there for them. Various ones all around the state, really. And we've gotten to do some pretty big things there, such as the Bone Thugs and Harmony concert that we opened up for. So.
Yep. Well, thank you very much. Some things he has coming up in the future: Project Gatsby, MSU Highlighter Dance. You can find him at FatMasterQ/Facebook. Thank you so much, Ward, for joining us.
Thank you.
We have Kyler Elm waiting for us. He's got an interview talking about MSU at the Mall.
Thanks, Juan. It's a great opportunity for Minot State to get the word out about the university and what they have to offer. Joining me today is Teresa Loftusness, who is putting on this event, which is MSU at the Mall, which starts this Saturday. So, Teresa, why don't you tell me a little bit about the event?
I will. It's going to be another exciting day. We've been at the mall for 8 years now in the spring. And so we have over 25 organizations and divisions or departments from the university coming out to share their message with the community. It's a lot easier for us to take the mall or the university to the mall than to have folks come onto the campus and try to get through 21 buildings. And so everyone's been excited, been waiting for this day to come. And so here we are on Saturday.
You say everyone's excited. Who's helped put on this event?
Well, I have a student intern because I have one each semester in my office, and that's Callie Cook. And she, unfortunately, is out of town with an SGA event, so she's going to miss everything that she's planned for. So we'll carry through our marketing office and other staff members to help. But the students, from their organizations, they're the ones that are excited, especially from nursing. They'll do blood pressure checks, diabetes checks. We have the special ed students coming out with projects to work with young people. We have pottery taking place again, and so people can get their hands wet. They can actually pot and can use clay and form different objects with that. And then they have a big coloring sheet on the floor for kids to lay down and color. And of course, it's our 100th birthday, so we are going to have cupcakes for the public as well.
A lot of great stuff going on. This is the 8th annual MSU at the Mall. What kind of planning goes into it?
Well, we start early, right after Christmas. That's when they're calling and saying, when is MSU at the Mall again? And usually we, place it in April, in between, not quite spring yet, so everyone's not busy in the yards and before the zoo opens, and yet hopefully when there's no snow, right? It will melt by then. And so we always look forward to it happening right around Easter in the April time frame.
Now, what has this done for the university? I know that you mentioned yesterday that you're selling MSU apparel and stuff at Shields. So what do you think that this has done for the university?
It's just a great public relations event because it gets the students out to the mall, right, from these organizations, and they get to see and hear, be seen and be heard with our publics, and just having alumni and friends ask questions about their specific academic program, what survey they may be doing, what are they learning in nursing, how engaged are they on the campus and off the campus. It excites them that other people get to see what they're doing and what they're learning about.
Well, there you have it, Minot State. It's a great opportunity for them to get their word out and get out in there in the public. And that event at the mall is noon to 3 this Saturday. So make sure you stop over there and see everything that Minot State has to offer. Thanks for joining me today, Teresa.
Thank you. And we're in the JCPenney court.
JCPenney court. Yes. Don't miss it. Back to you guys in the studio.
Hey, thanks, Kyler. That's Teresa Loftus with the MSU at the Mall. She's on actually every year doing a lot of stuff. So thank you, Teresa, for coming on and being a guest, at least a couple times a year.
Yeah, and we also have a lot of more great things coming up in the show. We're about halfway through. Corbett Field is going to see some action with the baseball team having a doubleheader this weekend. And new SGA President Marley Kotlak is going to join me for an interview to look at upcoming events for the student population. And also, the snow is back, and hear how spring isn't so springy with Chris.
Thank you to our underwriters.
Walmart. At Walmart, you can save money so you can live better.
MSU Hockey Club, the 2013 ACHA Men's Division I National Champions. Visit us online at msubeaverhockey.com or on Facebook and Twitter.
Western Pacific Crane and Equipment, the authorized dealer for Manitowoc, Grove, and National Crane.
The Center for Extended Learning. Our mission is to provide flexible, accessible, and quality lifelong learning opportunities.
All-American Trophies. Established in 1983, located on South Broadway for all your trophy and screen printing needs.
The Pita Pit. Sandwiches, soup, and salad. Fresh thinking, healthy eating.
Art Main. Women's clothing, accessories, and art supplies, located on Main Street.
Midwest Oil Jobs. Brings employers, retailers, and other professionals from the Midwest under one roof to connect like-minded individuals.
Creative Property Management. Over 45 years of experience in managing properties and helping tenants find the right home.
MSU Athletic Department, NCAA Division II, promoting good character and a positive experience. Red Rising.
MSU Red and Green, Minot State University's official student-run newspaper.
Digital Office Center, offices located in Minot and Bismarck, provides the complete line of Xerox equipment, supplies, and services.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports, located on South Broadway across from Walmart.
Be seen, be heard on the Alshire, Black Box, and Amphitheater stages. MSU Theater, where we tell the world's stories.
MSU Art Department, stimulating creativity campus-wide by providing exhibitions and art events.
Fiancé Bridal, located downtown Minot, and now you can shop online.
NDAD, help for people with disabilities and health challenges. Pepsi of Minot, the local Pepsi Cola bottling company serving the North Dakota areas of Minot, Dickinson, Devil's Lake, Bottineau, and Hettinger.
Rick's Jewelry, where you'll shimmer and shine.
Watney Realtors, a full-service real estate agency handling residential, commercial, and investment properties.
Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer, located in the Beaver Ridge Plaza.
RL, specializes in creating custom-made vintage mod children's and baby clothes.
Happy Joe's Pizza and Ice Cream, good times to be together.
KCJB AM, 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
KIZZ FM, Z94, Minot's only station for today's kids music.
97 Kicks FM, today's hot new country.
KZPR FM, Minot's rock station, 105.3 The Fog.
KMXA FM, Minot's best music mix, Mix 99.9.
SOS Image, improving the health and self-esteem of every client.
Grizzlies, the place for wood-fried food, friends, and family.
We're back here on MSU Inside Out. I'm one of your hosts, Jamie Council.
And I'm your other host, Juan Vidal. Looks like we have a little bit of the tail end of the show here. Mariah has my favorite part of the show, actually, Inside Outdoors.
I wonder why that's your favorite part,
I wonder why.
I just have no idea. All right, getting to that. A keen eye and steady hand are key factors in this week's episode of MSU Inside Outdoors. Braving the snow, Juan and Chris explore archery in Minot.
On this week's Inside Outdoors, we step into my own backyard to practice for the upcoming bow season. Welcome to another Inside Outdoors. Today we're going to hone our skills for the upcoming fall, even though it's still snowing from this last winter. But we got to keep our skills honed. Let's get to it. This is a compound bow. It's actually my main hunting bow. It's very simple to use. You just knock your arrow, stick it in the holder, clip it with your release, and aim down the sights. This is actually a recurve. It's a little harder to shoot, a little slower, but it's a little closer to what the Native Americans used to use in the area. The recurve bow is a very simple machine. All you have to do is knock your arrow. Make sure you hold the bow on the platform, draw back, look, and shoot. It's that simple. You can hunt many different types of game with a bow. Deer, rabbits, pheasants, duck and geese, even non-game fish like carp and ling can all be taken. Well, you practice all summer to get only a couple shots in the fall, but practice does make perfect. Join us next week on another adventure on Inside Outdoors.
Winter shore fishing and cleaning northern fish will be on MSU Inside Outdoors next week. A lawsuit has been filed in federal court on behalf of the people infected with hepatitis C in the Minot outbreak. Papers were filed yesterday alleging that the Manor Care Health Services of Minot is responsible for spreading the virus to residents of that facility. Mike Miller of Mill Law Firm says the suit seeks to be a class action representing patients who contracted the hepatitis C while receiving treatment at Manor Care. Miller says he is hopeful that Daniel Hovland, U.S. District Judge, will certify the lawsuit as a class action, but he says the decision is likely to take months. The state health department has been unable to determine exactly how the victims were infected, but families of some of the 44 people infected with the virus are meeting to try and convince the department to continue its investigation. The Minot Air Force Base Girl Scout troop spent their Wednesday afternoon giving cancer patients vases of tulips. Motivated by their troop leader and cancer survivor, Danny Parker, they visited the Trinity Cancer Care Center. Parker says, "Cancer does not discriminate. And you know what? Girl Scouts don't either. They can see that when some people are sick, that something as simple as a cookie, a Girl Scout cookie, can make them feel so wonderful." The troop personally raised the funds to present patients with their gifts. The 31st annual gala dinner and auction will commemorate MSU's centennial April 25th at Minot's Holiday Inn Riverside. The social and auction preview begin at 5:30 and dinner is served at 6:45. Net proceeds help fund scholarships and programs sponsored by the Alumni Association. Successful bidders in the silent auction may win an Irish dinner for 8 and artwork by Floyd Fairweather. Other signature items include Disney World passes, sports memorabilia, and furniture. The $50 ticket includes a gourmet dinner, music, and an elegant atmosphere. For tickets or more information, call 858-3234. Now, that's the Centennial Gala. As you know, our previously posted our Centennial show was for next week, but it's been changed to May 1st, so I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, that's all we have for entertainment news.
Well, thanks, Mariah. It's really good to see the community so involved and coming together.
Absolutely.
Yep. And joining me now is Marley Kotlak, newly elected SGA President. So we're also going to see a lot of great things happening on campus as well. So first off, thank you for joining me and congratulations on the elections.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Of course. And so what made you decide to run for president?
SGA has been a large part of my life ever since I was a freshman. The past 2 years I've been co-director of entertainment, and that's given me a really good view of the school. I've got to meet a lot of people, and going forward I thought it would be a lot of fun to tackle now the government side of it all.
Yes, so you're probably very in touch with the students. So as president, what would that help your relationship be with the students?
I think a focus next year that we really want to have is on extending our reach and teaching a lot of the students about student government. We have quite a few people around club fair time ask us what student government is, but then they kind of forget throughout the semester that we're around. So that's a focus for next year, is to maybe go into some freshman classes and do presentations and explain what SGA is, what it can do for them, and why they should think about getting involved for the upcoming year.
Yeah, I think it just people know what it's about, that, one, they'll have more respect for you guys working hard as you do, and then two, also wanting to get involved.
Right, that's exactly it.
Yeah, and then I know that unlike the other people that ran for president, vice president, you didn't have as many platforms. Talking to you earlier, it's because the new president, and you want to see his view on things. But how is the new president coming in as Fuller steps down going to affect the next year and what you do as president?
I think that the important thing about having our new president come in July is that the next year will really be about relationship building and about learning about what Dr. Shirley's goals will be for Minot State. And so it's hard for us to make promises to students now, not knowing how Dr. Shirley will feel on certain things. We are the voice of the students, and we certainly can tell Dr. Shirley how we feel about every issue that comes across as we move forward. But next year will definitely be a lot of relationship building and a lot of having Dr. Shirley come in and meet us and get to know really what our expectations are for him as president for all of the students.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting to see, and then probably exciting for you to make the connections.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be really fun to be kind of one of the first ones to set up how everything will go.
Yeah, the pioneer of SGA, I should say. But that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, congratulations.
Awesome, thank you.
Yep. I look forward to looking everything Marley's going to do next year. But speaking of now on campus, I know there's a softball game going up at Herb Parker Stadium. And Jesse, you're going to be talking a little bit about that. Do you have any updates for us?
Yeah, I'll get into those right now. Like you said, girls are playing up at Herb Parker Stadium. So the Minot State softball team is hosting their first home games of the season up at Herb Parker Stadium right now. The Lady Beavers took it to Bemidji State in the first game. Beavers won the game 17-1. Jen Dixon launched a grand slam, and Rachel Burdett added a 3-run home run. Now, Minnie Lamore led the MSU on the mound. She was a winning pitcher, and Jessica Yost was the losing pitcher for Bemidji State. Now, the second game is underway. Jen Dixon is the starting pitcher for Minot State, and Danielle Jeckman is pitching for Bemidji State. The current score is 4-1. Minot State leads in the top of the fourth. Now, the Minot State baseball team is finally back home. After 3 long years, the Beavers will host their first home game at Corbett Field. Now, St. Cloud State is coming to an end, hoping to ruin Minot State's homecoming. The two teams met for a doubleheader down in Arizona last month, and the Huskies walked away with 2 victories. Now, 2 doubleheaders are on for this weekend, and the times of the games have been changed due to weather. The first pitches are at 1 and 3 on Sunday, and noon and 2 on Monday. Now, the Minot State men's and women's golf teams are back into the swing of their spring schedules. The men took 3rd at last week's Augustana invite. Junior Cowan O'Keefe took 2nd overall with a 2-day score of 148. Now, this week they head back to Nebraska for the Upper Iowa invite, and the tournament will be held on Saturday and Sunday. Now, the women's golf team is also heading to the Upper Iowa invite. This will be their first tournament of the spring, and their meet will be held on Sunday and Monday. Now, finally, the Final Four will be tipping off this weekend in Dallas. 2 very appetizing matchups are on the table for this weekend. The first matchup is between Florida and Connecticut, which is a rematch of a matchup that was held earlier this year. On December 2nd, Shabazz Napier hit a shot to beat the buzzer and down the Florida Gators. Now that was the last loss for the Florida Gators this season. They've won 30 games in a row. Now the second game is between Wisconsin and Kentucky, two teams that are figuring out how to play their best basketball at the right time of the season. Now Kentucky knocked off 3 teams who were in last year's Final Four, one of those being defending national champion Louisville Cardinals, and Wisconsin rolled into the Elite Eight when they met with Arizona with an exciting overtime win. Now both those games, the first game is set to tip at 5:09 Central Time on Saturday, and the second will follow at approximately 7:49. Now the championship game will be played on Monday. So guys, getting back to local sports, I know we've had some rough weather. I know we had snow this morning, but we're still getting some games played. Baseball and softball are getting outside, so that's good.
We sure are. I was actually a witness to that Jen Dixon home run, grand slam, I should say. That ball is somewhere in the library parking lot, probably through somebody's windshield.
It was a bomb, I heard.
It was a rocket.
Yeah, someone said on Twitter that they would that it would have been out of the park at Corbett Field.
Easily. I don't think I've seen a softball hit so far. But anyway, it did snow this morning. In fact,
they were taking snow off the field this afternoon.
Yep, they had to shovel it. They ended up pushing the games a couple hours back. So that's kind of what we've been dealing here with in North Dakota.
Yeah.
There's been a couple flurries of snow the past few days. Chris is here to actually talk about the next few days. Hey, is it going to be better or worse than the 3 inches of snow we got this morning?
3 inches.
You know, that's just how North Dakota seems to work. We're always getting 3 inches of snow, and the next day we're getting 78 degrees, things like that. Why don't we go find out what's happening right now?
Thanks, man.
All right. So you'll see right now we have 34 degrees, which is fair compared to what we've been getting. Humidity is about 50%, and we're getting that 7:30, 8:30 sunrise and sunset. Now, coming up tonight, you'll see that we have a little bit of clouds. You'll notice more so in the Grand Forks and Fargo area that we have a little bit of snow and precipitation coming up there, but it's not going to be too bad. Minot will be around the 20s, and again, it'll just be a fair night. Now, tomorrow, we'll have Williston with sun, very sunny, and as well as Bismarck. And then we're going to have a little bit of clouds everywhere else, but this is not too bad. It's going to be good. Sorry for some of the technical difficulties right now. And then we have Bismarck. Again, with overall, we're just going to have some nicer temperatures tomorrow. Tomorrow night, you're going to see a little bit of a dip down. It's going to be cloudy, but it'll be, again, in the 30s, so this isn't going to be too bad of a night. And then Saturday, we're going to really start to see it really start to rise in temperatures. We're going to have 50 degrees. It's just going to be beautiful. We're starting to see spring again. Hopefully, it'll stick around this time. Let's continue on to the next one, and you'll see on Sunday, it does seem to stick around. We're going to be in 55-degree weather. What a wonderful thing. And if you're going to be going to the baseball games on Sunday and Monday, this would be a great time to take a hold of that. And then as the week continues, we'll have 50 degrees, 57, and we'll actually be up into the 60s, and we'll stick around those temperatures the rest of the week.
Hey, thanks. That is great news, 60s and 50s, and you know what? You can't ask for much better, especially here in the spring. And thank you very much. Appreciate it.
No problem.
That's exciting, but that's all we have for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me. The song of the week is The Man by Aloe Black.
You're the man, you're the man, you're the man. You're the man, Jamie.
Thank you. I take that to heart.
Well, you can tell everybody. Yeah, you can tell everybody.